Hi, it's Jo. I'm just making this quick video in regards to some footage that has been circulating. Now, I only heard about this yesterday when I came into work, but I know within the last 24 hours, a lot of people have been made aware of this video. It is of a man in his 30s, early 30s, who took his own life, and he live fed his suicide across Facebook. Facebook were quick to take it down, but I believe people, for whatever reason, and I don't understand the reasons. Maybe it's social capital, being able to say, I've got this footage and have a look at this. With youth, there's a curiosity around these sorts of things, wondering what it looks like, wondering what they might see. There's a bit of a fascination which is luring people to have a look at this footage, but also to circulate it. Now, the man did take his own life with a gun, so it's not pleasant. I haven't seen it. I have no desire to see it. I believe one of my work colleagues has seen it. I know a couple of children who have seen it. Now, once you see these things, they cannot be unseen. They may stay with you for a long time. I want to talk about the psychological consequences of viewing footage like that, either intentionally or unintentionally, because it has been embedded into other footage. So my understanding is that the first part of the video is kittens or puppies or something cute that is then quickly switched across to a copy of the suicide. So you may unintentionally view this material. Now, I believe the different platforms are working hard. They've got their artificial intelligence and different processes they use to try and weed out this kind of material, but people have uploaded it and continue to upload it. So they're onto accounts where there's a lot of uploads, but it is being circulated. And I know a lot of parents are concerned. I spoke to a couple of parents yesterday about what to do. And I, as a parent, knowing that children at my son's school were viewing this material, questioned what I should do. So I want to answer that, because what I initially went to do was stop my son from accessing his phone and all social media. That was just my intuitive response, a bit of a knee-jerk reaction. And I believe it's also information that's been suggested or recommended that parents do through some of the schools. Now, I'm not sure, having considered that and having a bit of time to digest what's happening and talk to a fellow psychologist, whether that's the right action. Now, the reason I'm questioning it is because we can't protect our children from this. If it's not this video, it'll be something else. And believe you me, there is a lot of content on these platforms that you and I perhaps would be horrified to know exists, and certainly content we don't want our children seeing. So I don't think taking away the device is the right answer. I think this is a really good opportunity to have a chat with your children, whether they've seen the video or not, but to talk to them about what it means and what it meant, not just for them as viewers of this material, how they felt, whether they were afraid, whether they felt sick, whether they were curious, whatever the emotion was that led them to view it and the emotion that they experienced after viewing it, to chat through that. But also, what was this fellow, this man who took his own life, feeling? What must he have been experiencing to have been so desperate to consider suicide as his only option? Ask your children, what other options might he have had? What else could he have done other than resort to not just taking his life, but live feeding it? What might he have been thinking? So it opens up a conversation, which I think is a better strategy than to just take away the devices and think that that's going to protect them. I know the school that my child goes to didn't address it with the school, even though the kids were watching the video throughout the day. I don't think shoving our heads in the sand is the right strategy, because we know people are taking their lives daily. I know more people have taken their lives this year than in the state that I'm in and the country I'm in that have died from COVID. Our focus is sometimes on the wrong things. And yes, we want to shield our children and we want to protect them. We don't want them seeing this content, but the reality is it's out there, it's frightening, it's horrific, and it's desperately sad. So let's talk to our children. I know we have this campaign, the Are You OK campaign, which is great. People ask their peers, their colleagues, their friends, their family, are you okay? But we almost ask assuming they are okay. What happens when they say no? What do we do next? That campaign doesn't allow for further education. I know that if I wasn't trained or qualified in this area, and I asked someone just sort of casually, are you okay? And they said no, I don't want to be here anymore. I wouldn't know what to do next. So I think the conversation needs to continue. We don't need to be turning off the computers and shutting down the technology, because the kids are going to access it anyway. And yes, possibly there is a curiosity in talking about it, that they will want to go and view it. But if they've had that conversation and they have been made aware of the damaging impact that that may cause them psychologically and long into the future of what they may see, then perhaps we can dissuade them from looking. But sometimes telling someone not to do something almost provides an incentive to do it. So I rethought the strategy of non-exposure, and I don't think that we should take the devices away. Have a trusting, because look, if something does happen in the future, the kids are probably not going to come to you. If they know they can come to you, that you're not just going to take away the devices, you're not going to just banish the technology, you're not going to shut down the conversation. If they feel like they're at a desperate point in their life, or one of their friends is, then they're going to be more inclined to talk to you. So open the conversation. Do it in an age-appropriate way. If you don't know what that means, maybe talk to a professional about what an age-appropriate conversation looks like, because how we talk to a 10-year-old is going to be different to how we talk to a 15-year-old and how we're going to talk to a 33-year-old. But yeah, what happened is a horrible thing that's happened. I hope that it is removed from these platforms soon. I hope that you are not inclined to shut down the conversation with your children, but you do open up a caring, empathic and safe place for them to talk about their emotions. If they have seen this and they're troubled, reach out to a professional so that we have an opportunity to support them. Because as I said, these things can't be unseen. And whilst curiosity might lure us to just have a look and see what it is that everyone's looking at and talking about, once you've seen content like that, it will stay with you. It's pretty horrible. So look, I hope this has helped you in some way. It's not easy. There's not just a black and white answer to these kind of social problems. But I do hope that we do open up the conversation and not shut it down, and that the children can feel safe in coming to us to talk about their feelings, and again, the feelings of the people that choose suicide as their only coping strategy. And it is the ultimate coping strategy. Obviously, it's not an adaptive one, but for people when they're that desperate, that's all they've got. We want to give them other options. All right, well, look, wherever you are, take care of yourselves and each other. Hug your children tighter. Tell them that you love them. Let them know they're safe, and that no matter what they're going through, whatever it is, we want to embrace them. We don't want to push them away with our responses because we don't know how to respond ourselves. If you're uncertain, reach out to professionals in your area. Call one of the crisis lines for support, but certainly don't try and do this alone, and don't shut down the conversation. All right, I wish you all well, very happy, peaceful day, and take care of yourselves and each other. Bye for now.